And before we finish up today, I want to remind everybody that the assignment that I gave you last week is due tonight at midnight. No exceptions. If turned in late, it will be marked down. So I suggest making it your top priority if you haven't already turned it in. Remember, ethics versus logic essay. At least 2,000 words, single space, font size 12. Arial or Times New Roman is fine. Understood. Good. I'll see you all tomorrow. Dismissed. Okay, let's take a look here. Looks like most of the essays came in. Looks to be about 95% response rate, with a few coming in just under the wire. You kids are lucky I made it back to the office late. Gave you an extra 15 minutes, and I see at least some of you used that. Okay, let's close the box. And scan through to make sure they're marked correctly. Looking good. Document, document, document. Oh, what is this? A folder. Oh, looks like someone forgot my first rule. No folders. I don't want to have to scrounge through all your loose files just to track down the one Oh. Oh. Oh, I don't think there's an essay in here at all. Well, this is a bit of an interesting problem now. Now I want to thank those of you who remembered to turn in your assignments last night. Unfortunately, there's still a handful of you who haven't turned it in yet. I suggest doing so by tonight, otherwise your grade will go down by another 25%. Or worse. Please, don't make the assistants track you down. I have fully equipped them with crossbows, and unfortunately, psychology students really don't make the best prey. Yes, of course, I'm joking. I couldn't possibly afford that. Now to those of you who zoned out because you didn't think I was talking to you, the diligent little listeners from yesterday, I'd like to have your attention again. For your homework for this weekend, please begin reading The Republic by Plato. We will be discussing the first 5 chapters on Monday, and I will be calling on people randomly to answer questions about the text. And with that, get some rest over the weekend. I'll see you all on Monday. You're dismissed. Unfortunately, I'll need you to stay after class. There's something I need to discuss with you about your essay. Take your time packing up your things as you need, but you'll find me in my office when you're ready. Oh, yes, please. Come in. Close the door behind you. Have a seat. Hopefully this won't take too long, as I'm rather hoping this is all just a misunderstanding. Well, it's about your essay. I'm afraid to inform you I didn't receive it. Oh, no, it's not like that. I know you accessed the box, well before the deadline, in fact, and for that, I thank you and applaud you. That said, when I went through the files, I couldn't help but notice there was a folder in place of your essay. Well, that's the problem. Of course, you know my rule about folders. However, despite going against my own rule, I went through the folder, and no, before you ask, the assignment was not in there. Which is why I'm pulling you aside specifically. Everyone who didn't submit their essays knows who they are. They didn't need this conversation. I'm going to assume you, on the other hand, thought with full confidence that you had uploaded yours, and I'm here to work that out with you personally. Oh, I'm very sure. I checked multiple times in the entire folder you ended up submitting to your student portal. Not an essay to be found. Strange indeed. I have no reason to believe that you would intentionally mislead me. I think if you wanted to cheat me, you would have grabbed a different document, of a different essay for a different class, uploaded that instead, and then checked with me after class to make sure that everything went through, and begged for an extension when I inevitably told you what you already knew, that your essay was the wrong one. But, speaking frankly, I have no reason to believe that what you sent me was actually meant for my eyes. Do you know what was in that folder you sent me? So you're unaware that you sent photographs. Let me pull it up here. Quote the exact name of the folder you sent. Ah, right. Spicy. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy a very heated discussion on philosophy, but I don't think I would ever describe it as spicy. Unfortunately, you did. Now I'm going to assume, or hope rather, that that was not what you intended, and that those photos of yourself were not meant for my eyes, as that would be entirely inappropriate and considered misconduct as your position as my student here. Of course, this is workable. I can see that this seems to be an honest mistake on your part. So just this once, I will allow an extension as long as you send over your essay immediately, within 1 hour, to give you enough time to make it back to your dorm, find your laptop, upload the correct file, and not for you to scramble away over your keyboard trying to meet the word count. Should you manage this, I will grade your essay with everyone else's from last night by the end of tonight. Just this once, I won't mark it late, and I will give it the grade that it deserves. It's fine. No need to apologize. Mistakes happen frequently. Although, this is admittedly the first I've accidentally been given photos like this instead of an assignment. Sure, ask away. I'm happy to clear the air however I can. Excuse me, this is not an appropriate question to ask. I am your teacher, and you are my student. I simply saw enough to know that it wasn't your essay. If you're implying that I would have looked through them with any lecherous intent. What are you doing? You can remain seated. What are you at here? My eyes were not wandering. I assure you, whatever you think you're seeing is all in your head. Otherwise, I would say you're playing a very dangerous game. I'm not saying I didn't like them. I'm simply saying it would be entirely inappropriate if I told you I did. Perhaps you should leave. Well, if I had looked through them, I suppose I would have lingered over the ones you took from behind, assuming there were any in there like that. But I am at least 10 years older than you are, and your teacher no less. Well, you've always liked older men, huh? Fine then, I'll show you how to behave.